the earlier two circuits. Now I have seen both of the circuits here, the input section circuit and the output circuit section. Both I have shown to you. Okay. Now simply by connecting these two circuits via their common terminal like this. Once again, these are the independent circuits and this is the connection. The common terminal is connected. So by using these simple connections, we can obtain the complete circuit of the transistor using H parameters. So this circuit, you can say, now emitter is common, base and collector, different currents and voltages are there, and different H parameters can be seen in this circuit. And this circuit is called as the AC equivalent circuit of the transistor using the H parameters. These H parameters thus are helpful to designate the activities of the transistor at the input port as well as the output port. Now for a transistor, these are the typical values. What is H11? That we have defined already. So HIE for a transistor normally is of the order of kilo ohm, 1 kilo ohm or so, not more than that generally. The forward current ratio, okay, 2.5, HFE is of the order of 50, it is wrongly mentioned here. Forward current ratio, HFE, is of the nearly equals to 50, and reverse voltage ratio is extremely small, is 2.5 into 10 raised to minus 4. Take care of this. Forward current ratio is is of the order of 50, 100 or even more depending on the transistor, and the reverse voltage ratio, that is very small, 2.5 into 10 raised to minus 4. And the output impedance, it is of the order of kilo ohm. If we think in terms of admittance HOE, that is the microsiemens, 25 microsiemens, and in terms of resistance 1 upon HOE, that turns out to be 40 kilo ohms. So these are the typical values of the transistor H parameters generally used in the laboratories. Now how these parameters can be measured? 4 parameters: input impedance, output impedance, forward current ratio, reverse voltage ratio. How they are measured? Let us see one by one. Okay. First H11, the input impedance, and for common emitter we know it is the ratio of base voltage to the base current, HIE. Okay. So using these characteristics, this is nothing but, you can say, a graph of IB, that is base current, against the base voltage. So this is the input characteristics. So from the input characteristics of the graph, characteristics of the common emitter transistor, we can find out HIE. How? See how it is defined: change in base voltage to the change in collector current when the output, that is collector to emitter voltage, is constant. So keeping the output voltage constant at a particular one value, we can find out a particular change in the base current like this delta IB for a particular change in input voltage, that is VBE. So by exactly counting these values and putting in these equations, we can find out HIE. The next, H21 or HFE, forward current ratio. As we can see, it is the ratio of change collector current to base current when the output is constant. Okay. So HFE, delta IC, change in collector current to the change in base current when the output VCE is kept constant. So for that we can use these characteristics: IC, that gives us delta IC. Okay, you can say this is the output characteristics of a typical common emitter circuit. Okay, here you can say this characteristics is for one IB, say 33. This characteristics is for another IB, 13 microampere. So we can go from these characteristics to these characteristics and we can find out what is the change in base current, that is delta IB, and correspondingly the currents here, the second current, collector current, and the first collector current. So this gives us delta IC. So using this output characteristics, we can find out HFE of a transistor in common emitter mode. The third one, let us say HRE, reverse voltage ratio. For that we use the relation between the base current once again and the base voltage. We can say that is like a input characteristics of a particular transistor. Delta VB upon delta VCE. at a constant base current. So here, at a particular base current at a operating point or nearby that, we can find out delta VBE, change in base voltage. See, with these different characteristics here, we can find out delta VCE for this to this, and then delta VB corresponding change here. Okay, so here from these characteristics we can find out HRE, and the last one H22, the output admittance. Okay, so from these characteristics you can say it is the output characteristics delta IC upon delta VCE. So that is the change in collector current. You can measure on the x-axis for two particular for a particular characteristics. Take collector current corresponding to this point, take collector current corresponding to this point, and we can find out that change in collector current for particular IB, and corresponding values of the output voltage and the another output voltage. So change in this from this to this, that is delta VCE. So from using these two values we can find out HOE. So this is how we can find out the values of the different parameters. For example, for a transistor 2N3904, the typical values of the H parameters are like this. The input impedance HIE ranges from 1 to 10 kilo ohm, minimum to maximum. The voltage feedback ratio likewise 0.5 to 8, 10 to power 4, and small signal current gain 100 to 400. As we mentioned earlier, normally it changes from 50 to 100, 200, 300 like that. So these are the normal values of the H parameters. Now, so far we have seen the transistor circuits, equivalent circuit of this transistor using H parameters. Now there are other methods also that we will see later on, but now when this transistor is incorporated, okay, in an amplifier circuit, what happens, okay, to the circuits, that also is of very importance. Now let us see first of all AC equivalent circuit method, just how it is used to analyze the transistor. Now here in this figure you can see a small signal amplifier, okay, consists of R1, R2, RC, RE, a voltage source, a source resistance, and a capacitor. Now what this circuit is, a small signal amplifier. It is using a voltage divider network. As you can see, R1 and R2 are the two voltage divider resistors. They bias this transistor, and at high frequencies these capacitor, coupling capacitors, this one and another this, we assume that they are short circuited, as happens normally as the reactance is very small. So at high frequency we can consider this two capacitor as short circuited, and we come to a circuit like that we can see. Now, so at the input between base and emitter, what we find out here, okay, if we neglect the DC sources, since we are interested in AC analysis, okay, what we find out that between the base and emitter, that is a small resistance appearing, and if you take the input characteristics, it is just like a PN junction diode, okay. And now if you look at the characteristics, the ratio, or you can say the ratio of this voltage to the current, input and output, represents a simple resistor, we know a forward resistance, okay. So between base and emitter we consider that a small resistance exists, and we call it as Ri. So Ri, that represents the input resistance or impedance, you can say, of the transistor, and that can be seen from the characteristics. Next, what is at the output? So between collector and emitter, then this is the output characteristics. What we find out that if you look at the output characteristics, that at a particular base current, okay, it increases slowly and then it becomes almost constant, okay. So it represents once again a constant current source like that, which depends on the particular value of IB. So that we represent here by this beta IB, where beta is the current amplification factor. So beta IB, that is the current the output junction or output port gives to us, and RO, the output resistance that is given by the transistor. So output equivalent circuit is like this, and naturally if we combine these two, we get the complete AC equivalent circuit of the transistor. So this is equivalent circuit method. Nowhere we have used any H parameter, but the transistor can be represented in this way also. Now if you call the earlier circuit was like this, that using the H parameters, if you compare these two circuits, what you find out, let us see. See, at the input there is a Ri, a resistance. Here there is a HIE, which represent the input impedance or input resistance. Okay, nothing else at the input, but in this circuit, H parameter circuit, there is a term HREVC, a voltage source is appearing. Okay, so what that represents? Voltage source. Okay, so that is the difference. But mind well, since HRE is extremely small, HREVC is also extremely small. So we can neglect this term. Actually, it represents the feedback term. It is the reverse voltage ratio. So it represents the how much voltage from the output is feedback. And since HRE is very small, we can neglect this. Okay. So HREVC can be neglected. So it is almost identical. And at the output, if we compare what we are getting, RO just like HOE, 1 upon HOE, and HFEIB here, that is represented as beta IB, which clearly indicates us that HFE is nothing but the current amplification factor. So we can analyze the circuit either by H parameter method or an equivalent circuit method. We get almost a satisfactory result. But with H parameters, when feedback is incorporated, H parameters gives us a better results to understand. Now this is the H parameter and C amplifier connection. I have tried to show you how a complete amplifier circuit can be seen. A small signal amplifier circuit. Okay. Now this equivalent circuit of this using H parameter is also possible. Just what we need to do this, that from this circuit we replace the transistor by its AC equivalent one. How? Let us see. Okay. So this is the circuit. Okay. At high frequency we know that two coupling capacitors are sorted. So R1 and R2, they are sorted to the ground. Okay. Likewise at the output, since DC sources are sorted, because we are thinking only for the AC behavior, we consider that RC, okay, it is grounded, again RO is grounded. So this circuit is of the common emitter amplifier circuit showing the AC behavior. Okay. Now in this circuit, this transistor, if we replace by its H parameter equivalents, we get it, its complete H parameter model circuit of common emitter. So the upper circuit, AC equivalent circuit, okay, not there, a transistor is there. So this AC in the circuit that shows the AC behavior, we replace the transistor by H parameter model, and simply by doing this we can generate the transistor common emitter amplifier H parameter equivalent circuit. Now let us find out the measurements of some parameters of common emitter transistor. Input impedance. Now this circuit that we have known earlierly, how we define. Okay, the input impedance, the base and emitter is in series with the HREVC, but we know that HREVC is very small. Okay, so it can be neglected, and simply the input impedance of the device is simply represented by ZB equals to HIE. The second parameter, or okay, now the overall, what is the overall impedance of the transistor amplifier circuit? We have HIE as ZB. Now it comes in parallel with the two resistors R1 and R2, biasing resistor. So from this circuit, we can see that the overall input impedance Zi of this circuit is ZB in parallel with R1 in parallel with R2. So ZB that we call is at HIE here. So the input impedance of this circuit is HIE in parallel with R1 and in parallel with R2. Now this is the output circuit of the earlier circuits, and here we see that HOE is the only thing that appears between the collector and emitter as far as the transistor is concerned. And since the output voltage has very little effect, okay, on the input, okay, we can do like this. Okay, so the output impedance is simply represented by 1 upon HOE. RC and RO, they can be combined to give an output impedance only when we consider the circuit as a whole. Only when we consider the circuit as a whole. Now like this. So the actual output impedance of the amplifier is then what becomes ZO, that is 1 upon HOE, in parallel with RAC. What is RAC here? That I have defined, that it is the parallel equivalent of the parallel combination of RC and RO. So that is RAC. Now the voltage gain, the parameters, okay, it is very easy to define, as we know, output voltage divided by input voltage, and from this H parameter equivalent circuit, how it can be finded out, that the voltage gain, that is nothing but output voltage which is given by IC into RAC, if you look at the circuit, the current and voltage, and at the input IB into HIE, that is the input voltage. If we replace IC and IB by HFE, IB, okay, and then RAC, we simplify it as minus of HFE, IB will cancel, RAC upon HIE. Now what this minus sign over here representing, that it indicates that in common emitter mode, input and output signals are out of phase. Okay, that you can see in this figure, that if the input is like this, then the output is like this. So they are 180 degree out of phase. So this minus sign just indicate that. Okay, now if you look through this animation, that you can see that as the input voltage is increases, okay, the output voltage will have the opposite phase, that it is decreases. You can see carefully the motion of the input voltage and corresponding motion of the output voltage. Okay, so that is how that minus sign appears. And the current gain, finally, the output current divided by the input current, that is HFE-IB divided by IB, and that is simply HFE. And the transistor power gain, the final parameter for a transistor, that output power divided by input power. If you look this circuit carefully, you can find out that output power is VO into IC and the input power is VI into IB. Slightly rearranging, we get the transistor power gain as AV, that is the voltage gain of the transistor by itself, into the HFE. Okay, and now the overall power gain as a whole of the circuit, AP, that is voltage gain into the current gain. Mind well, but the current gain here is not of the transistor, but it is the overall current gain. Now AC equivalent circuit that we have seen. Okay, this is just remind you what happens when we look the circuit as an AC point of view. Now this is one example how we can find out particular value of H parameters. A small signal amplifier, okay, with these values, you can see beta of the transistor is given, input impedance is given, R1 and R2 are there. So input impedance, we have already discussed the formula, ZB in parallel with R1 in parallel with R2. By taking the values, we can simply calculate it and find that for this circuit it is 1.5 kilo ohm. So by these simple calculations we can find out that. Likewise, the voltage gain of the circuit with these parameters, it can be finded out. So first, like this, first of all we need to find out the RAC, that is the effective resistance at the output, that is the equal to the parallel combination of RC and RO. So and that RAC, by taking that parallel combination in this circuit, is turns out to be 3.38 kilo ohm, and using that values, putting in the formula of the gain, voltage gain minus beta RAC